Hello guys, welcome to Ikra Technology. Today we will see collection in Java. So collection is basically the collection of data we store in a particular way. Okay, so each type of collection has its unique character and it's suitable for specific scenarios. So here we have the brief scenario of the most common types of collection and when to use them. Okay, so first is our array list. It is an ordered collection of elements that support indexing. Okay, means it is similar to array which also supports indexing. Okay, and you need to maintain the order of the element and require frequent access by index. It can dynamically resize. Okay, means whenever you need to maintain the order of the elements, means through serial wise, whenever you want to access those elements, okay, through its index, we use array list. Okay, and here we have an example of it where we manage a list of student in a class. Okay, and another we have hash set. So hash set is used to unordered collection of unique elements without any index. Means whenever we have to store the elements which are unordered and must be unique, so we use hash set. Okay, and when we use it, when we need to ensure that all elements are unique and the order of the element doesn't matter. Okay, and then we have the example where we keep the tracking of unique visitors to a website. Okay, first we have the managing a list of students in a class. Then we have the hash map, a collection of key value pairs support fast lookup by key. Okay, means in collection we have only key value pairs. Okay, that support fast lookup through the key. Okay, when to use it? When you need to associate values with key and perform fast lookup, addition, deletion based on the key. Okay, and here you have the example of it where you are storing user profile with the username is the key and the profile details are the values. Do you understand why we use hash map? And then we have the example of all the three collections where first we have the array list where we import the array list class from the java.util, and inside the main method we declare the array list like this. Okay, we have the same declaration method for all hash set and hash map. Okay, like here we have to use array list, and after that we have to give the data type of the array list and then the name of the array list, and after that new and then array list again and then again arrow brackets and circular bracket close. Okay, so this is how we define a array list. And to add a array list we use name of the array and then dot add and then whatever we want to add. Here we can access the element through the index also. Okay, and then we have the hash set. Hash set basically have unique values. Okay, means here we have 2 1 2 no, so this will only have two values only, 1 and 2. The another two will not be get added. Okay, because it only contain unique values. Okay, and similarly then we have our hash map. Okay, here we have to define two data types. Okay, the first data type is for the key and the other data type is for the value, and then again the name of the hash map and then new hash map, arrow brackets and circular bracket. Okay, we will see this in our Eclipse IDE. And here we have the application of all the three. First we have to-do list application using array list, and the another one we have the unique visitor tracker using hash set, and the last one we have is user profile manager using hash map. So we will see all these examples in our Eclipse IDE. So let's go there. See, first we have our array list example where we have declared an array list which is a string data type in the arrow brackets, and then we use the name of the array list and then new keyword and then again array list, and then we close it like this, means by using angular bracket and then circular brackets. Okay, and to add element in it we use student dot add, means the name of the array list and then the add method and then whatever we want to add in the array list. Okay, and we access it through the index of it. Okay, the first element will be indexed as 0 as we know that index start from 0. Okay, so we use student dot get method to get the element of the array list. Okay, we use get method, and we use 0 index to get the first element. Okay, so if I will run this you will get alive as an output, and to get Bob I will use 1. Okay, if I will run this you will see output as Bob. Do you understand how we add element in the array list? Now we will see the another example which is of hash set. Okay, which define the basic use of hash set. So we use again hash set first, the name of the collection we want, then again the data type, the name of that collection, and new, and then hash set again and these brackets. Do you understand? And to add element we use add method here again by using the name of the collection and after that we add whatever value we want. So as we know, hash set only contain unique values, so 2 again will not be get added in that. Okay, see, in the printing statement we are printing the size of it. Okay, means we are printing the number of elements present in the hash set. So there are we have under 3 elements, but the duplicate value will not be get added, so we will get output as 2. Okay, so let us run this and see, we got output as 2. Did you understand? Now next we will see a hash map. Okay, hash map is used to collect the key value pair data. Do you understand? So here we have the hash map. As we know, the declaration method is same for all. Okay, and after that in hash set we use two data types. The first is of key, and then another value, another data type is for the value. Okay, and then again the name of the collection, and then again all the same procedure. And after that we use our put method to put key and value pair. Okay, we use add method in hash set and array list, but in hash map we use put method. Okay, as the first we will give the first our first key, and then another one will give the value, similarly for another one also. So after that we use a get method again to get the value of lis. Okay, so we will get 25 as an output. We use the key to access the value of that. Okay, so let's run this and see our output. We got 25 as an output. Did you understand? Now let us see the examples in which we have used our array list, hash set and hash map. So first one we have our to-do list. Okay, so in this example we have created an array list which name is to-do list. We know the procedure how to create it, and after that we have used scanner class here for to get the input from the user. Okay, so scanner is the name of that object, and inside the while loop means whenever the condition will be true. Okay, we are printing these things. This will get printed to do list application, then add task 1 for add task, 2 to remove task, 3 for display task, and 4 to exit the loop. Okay, and at last we have a printing statement choose an option, and then after that we are created a variable name option which is an integer data type which will store the value which is entered by the user after the choose an option. Okay, which will be stored in a next int. Okay, and after that we have the scanner dot next line. Okay, means this will get the user to enter the new line. Means if the user enters 1, so add task will be got printed. So scanner dot new next line is used to consume a new line. Okay, and afterward we are using switch statement to get all the four cases. Okay, so we have all the four cases where first we are adding, second we are removing, and in third we are displaying the task, and at 4 we are exiting the application. Okay, so in first one we are first printing enter a task to add. Okay, so the user will enter whatever task he will want. Then after that we are creating a variable to store that input. Okay, means this variable will store that input, and after that we are adding that input into our to-do list. Did you understand what we are doing? First we get the input, then we store it in a variable, and then we are adding that variable to our to-do list. Okay, means which is our array list. Okay, and we are printing task added, and after that it will break. Okay, and again it will show us our true condition, means which is our this thing, this will get shown again. Then whatever user will want to enter, it will enter. So if the user enters 2, it will ask the user to enter the task to remove. Okay, means this will search for the task which is present in the to-do list. So if the user enter the task which is present in the to-do list, it will be stored in the variable which is task to remove, and that, and then we are using if statement, if else statement, where if to-do list dot remove task to remove system dot out task removed. Okay, means if the value which the user entered to task to remove, this is the variable which will store that value. If that value is got removed from to-do list, it will print task removed. If that value is not present in the to-do list, so it will print task not found. Did you understand? Means if the array list has the same value which is entered by the user, then only it will remove the task. Okay, else it will print task not found. And on case 3 we have to print task. Okay, so we are first printing current task, and then if to-do list is empty, means if our to-do list is empty method is used to check whether the to-do list is empty or not. Okay, so if to-do list is empty method, then it will print no task in the list. Or if there are lists, so it will using for each loop print every element by giving this slash and space. Okay. At last we have the exit option, which is case 4, and in which we are printing exiting application. Okay, and after that scanner dot close means scanner will got close and not get any input later. Okay, and we are returning it at last. So if any of that value is not entered, it will print invalid option. Please try again. Okay, means example, if the user doesn't enter 1, 2, 3, or 4, it will print invalid option. So first let's run this and see. So first we will enter any wrong information so that it will show us error. It will show us default value. So let us enter 8. If I will press enter, it will print invalid option. Please try again. Okay. So let us use another option here. So let us select another option which will be our 1. So we will add an element. So enter a task to add. So let us give it eating. See, task got added and again the value is true now. So that's why it's printing it again. Okay. And let us enter another task again. So we will press 1 and then enter a task to add. So study, we have entered 2 tasks. Now we will remove a task from it. Okay, so let us remove the study here. So we will press 2, enter the task to remove. So first let us enter a wrong task. Let us say we will enter sleep. So if I will enter sleep, task not found got printed. Okay, because that task is not present in the array list. And let us again enter the second option and we'll remove the stu study option. See, task removed. Okay, and now if I will display the task, which will be our 3 option, it will show us the task which is only eating. Okay, and to exit the loop we will use exit. Okay, sorry, we have pressed another option. We will run this again. We will enter our first element, which will be our studying. We will enter our second element, which will be our eating, and again we will display our task, which will be our third option. See, both the task got printed here. Now we will exit the loop by entering 4. Okay, so exiting application. Okay, this is how we use array list to perform to-do list. Okay, and in the next example we have unique visitor tracker. Okay, a second, let me close this. Okay, so in hash set, as we know, we have how we use hash set. First we have to use the java.util class of hash set, and we have also used the scanner class to get input from the user. Then we use hash set again. Then we have used scanner class to scan. Basically means we have created the object of the scanner class, and again we are using while loop, where if the condition is true it will run again and again. We have the similar thing: unique visitor tracker, add visitor id, display unique visitor id, and exit. Okay, we cannot remove element from it. Okay, so again we are using switch case, where we are getting option as an input. We'll get option as 1, 2, and 3 only. And if the user press 1, it will enter a visitor id to add. Then user will enter the visitor id and it will scan, means it will get it as an input. And we are using if else statement to add visitor id. Okay, and if the visitor id already exists, it will not add it. It will show visitor id already exists. And then we have the second option, where we are displaying unique visitor id. And after that we are using if else statement. Okay, means if there is no element in the hash set, then it will print us no visitor ids in the set. Okay, and if there are visitor ids, so with using for each loop, it will print every element inside it. And at last we have exiting application, means our third option, where it will close the scanner and print exiting application. Okay, and if the user enter any wrong information, then it will print invalid option. Please try again. Okay, this is easier than our to-do list. So if I will run this, we will get 3 options to add. So first is to add visitor id. So I will add the brace, and another again we will add another user id. To enter it, we will now add anything else, like we will enter Hamza. So let us enter again. Now I will enter the brace, which is not a unique. Okay, so it will throw us error. See, visitor id already exists, so we cannot add that id again. And to display that, we will use our second option, which is to display that. So Tabrez and Hamza got printed. And at last, we have our exit application. So we will press 3 to exit the application. Do you understand how we use hash set to get only unique values? And at last, we have our key value pair, means which is our hash map. So let's see there. So this is an example of hash map where we declare two data types. First is a string and another one is also a string. Means we have created this profile as user profile manager. Okay, so this will enter the user profiles. In it we have four options here again: to add the user profile, to retrieve the user profile, display all user profiles, and exit. Okay, means first one we have to add the user profile, the another one is to get the particular user profile, and the third one is to display all the user profiles. Okay, so again we have used scanner class and hashmap class from the java.util class, and inside this switch statement, and again we have used while loop. If the condition is true, it will run again and again. And inside this switch case, we have used all the four options. So first we have add user profile. So we are getting, if the user enter one, it will first print enter username. The user will enter the username he want, that will be stored in the username variable. And after that we are using if else statement. So first, in our first if, we are using if the user profile dot contains key username. Okay, means if this will contain already contain in that, so it will print username already exists, try another. Okay, means if the user entered value is already present in the hash map, then it will show us this, means user already exists, try another. And if it is not present, then first it will print enter user details. Okay, so we have to enter the user detail. Means if the username is not available, then we have to enter the user details. Okay, so we can write whatever like manager or else by using put, we that will be stored in user detail. Okay, username is the name of the key and the user details is the name of the value. Okay, and after that it will print user profile got added. And similarly, we have the second option. If the user enters second, it will print enter username to retrieve the, if the username enters the value which is present in the hash map, so it will print user detail for user to retrieve. Port means this is used to basically show the key value pair, and then user profile dot get to user to retrieve. Okay, means user to retrieve is the value which is entered by the user. Okay, that will be shown inside it. Okay, and then we have else statement where we will print username not found. If the username is not present in the hash map, it will print username not found while searching the username. And at last we have the case 3 where we are printing all user profile first, and then if there is no user profile in the hash map, it will print no user profile found. And if there are values there, then by using for each loop, okay, where profile is our local variable and user profile dot entry set. Okay, this is the method to get all the elements from the hash map. And then we are printing profile dot get key method and the profile dot get value. So this will get the key and this will get value, and all things will be printed line by line. And at last we have exiting application again, and then we have the default value again. Okay, so let's run this and see. So let us enter some user profile first. So let us enter first user profile, which will be our Tabriz, and after that it will tell me to enter user details. So Java developer. Okay, and after that let us enter again another value. Let us say Hamza. Okay, and we will enter C sharp developer. Okay, so we have entered two values. Now to retrieve the user profile, we will use the second option and enter username to retrieve. So if I want to retrieve Tabriz, so it will print the user detail for Tabriz is Java developer. Okay, did you understand? And if I want to display all the user, display all the users, so we will use our third option, and it will let me print all all the user profiles by printing all user profiles. First the key Tabriz Java developer, and then Hamza key and the value C sharp developer. Did you understand? And at last we have our fourth option, which is for exiting. If I will press 4 and enter, so we will exit the loop, while loop, and the loop will get terminated. Okay, so this is how we use all the three collection classes. And here below we have some tasks which you have to practice so that you can understand better. Okay, so today we saw collections in Java. Thank you.